In the future, a way to share years of life between people transforms the world and makes Eon a multi-billion-dollar business. They exploit the vulnerable, paying $700,000 for 15 years of a young person's life, leading parents to trade their children's futures. This only works for people who are DNA compatible with a buyer. This creates a deep divide between the poor and the rich. Max, a top scout for donors, has already brokered 276 years this quarter alone, earning the title of Best Employee of the Year. Sophie, the inventor of the age transfer technology and chief executive officer of Eon, argues that age no longer defines one's contribution to society, rather, individuals can choose their own longevity. She announces that Nobel Prize winners will now receive this benefit, enabling them to extend their revolutionary research for many more years. But there's a group that opposes the life-extending procedures, called the Atom Group, who despises Eon for treating people like livestock. They swear to execute anyone who steals others' time. Novak, the new security chief, plans to vet every Eon employee thoroughly, ensuring no infiltrators remain. Ellie, Max's wife, knows Max dreams of a lakeside house, even though they haven't finished paying for their apartment. Max tells Ellie they can manage another loan, insisting they shouldn't wait until retirement to start enjoying life. The couple drives to Ellie's parents' house. Her father is also opposed to Eon. Rich get younger, the poor get older, and humans are sucked dry. Max opposes this view. At least the poor get opportunities they would never have otherwise. The argument gets heated and continues in the car between the couple. As they arrive at their apartment, it's on fire. Ellie is devastated, but Max tries to calm her down. Insurance should cover it. The insurance company claims a candle caused a fire, so they won't cover it. The bank demands the full mortgage amount they owe, $2.5 million. Unable to pay, the bank will demand the collateral, Ellie's lifetime. Max was unaware she had used her lifetime as security. Max offers his own lifetime in exchange, but without a match, he can't proceed. Ellie faces donating 40 years of her life as their only option. Leaving the building, the police, ensuring she doesn't flee the country, detain her. Max vows to resolve the situation. In a final effort, Max seeks a $2.5 million loan from Sophie, the CEO. She agrees to consider his request, giving Max a glimmer of hope. Weeks pass without a word from Sophie, forcing Ellie to proceed with her time donation. Max is barred from seeing Ellie before the surgery due to its enforced nature. Spotting an open door, he attempts to reach her but is swiftly detained by security. In the operation room, Ellie is bound and informed by a lawyer that she owes 38 years. Desperate, she cries out, but sedation silences her as the staff begins the time extraction process. With no finances, Max and Ellie move into an apartment in a risky area, where Ellie remains quiet, her rapid aging already beginning. Max attempts to comfort her, but her reflection in the mirror is a constant source of distress. Then, Max gets a notification of what seems like good news. At Eon HQ, he's promoted to Senior Donations Manager. He had hoped for a response from Sophie, not a promotion. Disappointed, Max resigns immediately. When he sees Sophie in the elevator and tries to approach her, security blocks him. Sophie shows no interest in Max's predicament. Time has finally caught up to Ellie. Max still reassures Ellie he loves her, but she feels it's ridiculous. Her new age changes everything and feels as if Max pities her with his advances. She wants to be left alone. During a walk in their troubled neighborhood, Max observes even the youngest residents turning to hustling to survive. The intense procedure Ellie underwent not only aged her but also harmed her organs. Tragically, it's discovered she was pregnant before the operation, leading to a miscarriage. Max takes Ellie to her parents' house, where her parents are shocked by her condition. Max vows to find a way to reverse the effects, but Ellie's father holds him responsible, blaming both him and the system. Max is no longer involved with the system. Max observes a young hustler in his neighborhood, who, despite her appearance, he knows is older than she seems, and it's not Eon's doing. He approaches her for the contact of whoever is responsible for altering her age. Max arranges a meeting with the underground doctor in Lithuania, then buys fake IDs and a weapon. Max stakes out Sophie's apartment, trailing a car he spots leaving to a cemetery. It turns out Sophie is the one that took Ellie's time. Armed and entering through a back gate, he confronts her. Overpowering her, he etches the symbol of Adam into a gravestone as a statement, then forcibly takes Sophie with him. Max once again approaches Ellie, begging her to trust him with this. They go to an abandoned tow yard, and put on masks. Max shows Ellie why they never heard back from Sophie about his request to help him. Meanwhile, Sophie's personal security consults with Novak. He is sure this isn't the work of Atom Group, as they usually kill their target, and Novak has gathered enough evidence to know it's Max. He has traced his location. Ellie thinks this is insane. Even if they succeed with the plan, they will be on the run their whole life. Max shows his face to Sophie. He's prepared himself for that. The special squad arrives at the tow yard, but the pair has already left. They have a new vehicle. At Eon HQ, while searching for Max, Novak tells Kaya about Max and Ellie. Originally, Max was assigned to recruit Ellie as a donor. Instead, they fell in love and cancelled the donation plan. Later, a suspicious fire at their apartment deepened their debt, hinting at possible foul play. But Kaya couldn't care less. She's not here to find out who is in the right. Her only job is to protect Sophie's bloodline. Chronologically, she's 64, so she owes Sophie a massive debt. Novak finds Max and Sophie hugging on a boat to Lithuania. They know what they plan to do with Sophie now. Approaching the port, Max notices it swarming with police cars, likely searching for them. Realizing they've hit a dead end, he quickly devises a plan. Max coerces a family into helping them, taking them hostage to ensure they can pass through customs unnoticed, with Ellie and Sophie hidden in the back. During the inspection, Sophie attempts to alert the officer but fails to be heard. The officer observes the family man's nervous demeanor but ultimately, under the captain's order, allows them to pass through. Driving further from the port, Max destroys the family's phones and shoots their tire. They had no choice. To dodge the police, they navigate side roads and wait for a contact from the doctor. When they briefly allow Sophie to get some air, she reveals confusion about their motives, asserting her mother will pay for her release. It's then they discover she's actually Marie, Sophie's daughter. Skeptical, Max searches online for any details on Marie but finds nothing. Dismissing her claim as a bluff, he forces her back into the van, determined to continue with their plan. This plants a seed of doubt in their mind. Concerned that the procedure might not proceed if their DNA doesn't match, and suspecting the doctor's offer could be a scam, the couple decides to seek shelter. They drive to an abandoned hotel, choosing it as a temporary refuge to stay warm and regroup. The power is still working and they get the fireplace going. Ellie feels empathy towards Marie, who learns that Ellie was the one who donated 40 years to her mother. Marie begins to grasp the situation and reveals her own opposition to life donations. Max, frustrated with Marie's talking, considers silencing her, but Ellie intervenes. Doubts linger about whether Max kidnapped the right person, yet he considers that first-degree relatives like Marie could still be a match for the procedure. This hints at Max's growing obsession, possibly overshadowing Ellie's own priorities. Marie manipulates Max's guilt, asking to freshen up where there's running water. She shares the story of how her mother, Sophie, invented life donation in a failed attempt to save Marie's older sister, who didn't survive. This serves as a distraction, setting up an ambush. Seizing the moment, she snatches Max's phone and makes her escape. In the woods, Marie tries calling Eon but gets no answer. Pursued by Max, she risks crossing a swamp. As she finally connects with Kaya, her phone falls and she starts sinking. Ellie rescues her just in time. They bring her back, and as Marie is taking a shower, Ellie sees that she has no markings of the operation, confirming her suspicions that Marie was telling the truth. Max gets another burner phone, but there is still no news from the doctor. Ellie brings up the scar, but Max says that's normal, it regenerates during rejuvenation. He still believes Marie is manipulating them by acting innocent. Max convinces her that this is the best course of action and they get it going, while Marie listens to the humping sounds. Because of Marie's short call, Novak and Kaya have located them. They're prepared to save Marie with the new reinforcements. It's like an army. Meanwhile, the couple is awakened at gunpoint. It's the representative of the Atom Group, Eva. They grab Marie and bring them all to a new location. Eva highlights the string of odd coincidences. Max is named Employee of the Year, then their house, which is much too expensive for them, mysteriously burns down. This happens just as Sophie desperately needs a life donation. Coincidentally, the only perfect match for Max dies in a motorbike accident, leaving Ellie as the sole option to repay their loan with her time, so Sophie can live longer. And now the two of them want to do the exact same thing with Marie, the only one with consciousness from that rotten family. Ellie calls Eva out. She's no better, killing innocent people. The Atom Group puts on their masks, and gives Ellie the gun to shoot Marie. Eva explains that if she would extract 40 years from this girl, she decided at some point that her life is worth more. It's either Ellie's life or Marie's. Ellie has to make the choice. She resolves herself, but ultimately puts the gun down. Everyone becomes a pacifist when forced with a decision, but when people with white lab coats do it for them, it's okay. That's why life donation is so dangerous. Max's phone rings, it's the doctor. Unfortunately, he will miss out on that appointment. The Atom Group wants to use Max as bait to lure out Sophie and take her with them, when suddenly the army arrives at their location. Eva still tells Max to proceed with their plan if he wants to see Ellie alive. Max slowly approaches the army, telling them he wants to speak with Sophie if they want Marie alive. Eva says that if things go sideways, Plan B, Novak will take care of Sophie. Sophie steps in, offering $10 million for Ellie's years and her daughter's freedom. However, as a former top employee, Max recognizes her tactics, listing benefits as if it's a great deal for him. But now, He's on the losing end, only now he doesn't only have his and Ellie's lives left to negotiate with. He has Sophie's daughter and Sophie has Ellie's 40 years. To ensure that Marie is still alive, Max will allow Sophie to see her, but if anyone else comes in with them, he promises that Ellie will pull the trigger on Marie. Sophie agrees to go in alone. But Kaya wonders, how did Max know that Sophie will be here? Without an answer, Kaya yells that it's a trap. With Novak hesitating to shoot, Kaya figures something's wrong. Novak switches targets and shoots as Kaya neutralizes him. To make sure Sophie's dead, Eva orders her group to fire and a brawl ensues. A small group of separatists fight a whole private army. Who do you think would win? Max runs in, and as Eva addresses him, she's removed. Max slowly makes his way to his wife. Adam's group stands no chance against RPGs. Max tackles one of the members, who are left to stand guard. Finally reaching his wife and Marie, he frees them both and they run to get a car, but Marie pulls out a gun on Ellie, the same gun Ellie pointed at her earlier. Marie pulls the trigger, but it's empty. Ellie smashes the little cup and they place her in the back seat, quickly making their way out of there. Finally done with Adam's group, Kaya takes Novak's phone and calls the last number he dialed. It connects to Eve's phone. He was a spy all along. Close to the doctor's specified location, they're on track to arrive in time. However, Max wrestles with the morality of their actions, questioning their humanity. Ellie, on the other hand, hardens her resolve, especially after Marie's attempt on her life, feeling no sympathy for her. Determined to reclaim her life with Max, Ellie's focus is unwavering. Max, unable to continue with their plan, opts to take Marie to the hospital instead. Ellie stops the car, ultimatum in hand. She threatens to remove herself if he doesn't get out. Ellie drives off without him, leaving Max behind with his conscience. Arriving at the location, 2 trucks arrive with the doctor. Just like her, Marie is forcefully sedated and Ellie is ready for the procedure. Max sees a bus of refugees driving out of a camp. The bus arrives at doctor's location, where even 5-year-olds are already used for life donations for the rich. Ellie, done with her procedure, pays it no mind. Max sees the refugee camp, which at this point is used as a livestock farm, with more buses arriving. Kaya locates Marie, and brings her back to Sophie. She was shot into her bulletproof vest and didn't suffer any damage. Sophie wants to continue searching for Max and Ellie, but Kaya is done staging accidents for her and hunting down people. She resigns. Back at home, Marie started aging. Her mother refused to give up her life for her, noting that she will need it to continue her research, but she will do her best to find a donor for her. That is the reason Sophie had kids. In case of emergency, she wouldn't hesitate to use her daughter's years. Meanwhile, Max sees Ellie pregnant, but she has another lover. He went through all of that for her, but now he became the leader of Adam's group. He will fight Eon until there are no more time donations, if not for them, then for their children. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.